Welcome everybody. This is the 3-day challenge, the 3-day mindset challenge. Okay, and some of you are probably asking why. Oh, real quick, I'm Brent Edmonds of the Academy. Some of you might be wondering why are you doing a mindset challenge? Okay, and I'm only doing it for 3 days and it's absolutely free. So the whole point behind it is because this right here is what holds you back. It's not physical talent. Sometimes physical talent gets in the way, but you can do the reps to get out of it. Okay, but not enough of us do the mental reps right here. Okay, to be able to be successful at this game. And without training this properly, you're not going to have super success. You may get away with it, younger levels, maybe high school, maybe college. But if you want to go on further, even college is super tough. I played between Division Two, NAIA, D3. If you don't have a strong mental game and a strong mind to be able to work out of things, it's still going to be tough on you. Okay. So from high school down, you can pretty much get away with it. I know I did. Okay. But once I reached college was a whole another ballpark. Okay. So virtually what I'm asking you is to commit yourself about 20 to 30 minutes per night. Okay, it's only 3 days. After this video gets done, the next one gets unlocked the next day. Okay? So commit to it, do the homework. That's going to take another about 10 to 15 minutes, in a Google Doc. And then the last one, which I'll go over when we get to it in the last video. Okay, so today's lesson is about playing free of failure. Okay, and if at any time you see me looking away, it's because I got notes, because I want to make sure I cover what I want in each section. Okay, playing free of failure, this is kind of be a shorter one. Okay, so I'm hoping to push between the 20-30 minute mark. Could be more, could be less. Okay, I'm not looking to go above 30. Okay, so playing free of failure. Okay, too many of us, and I know I've been guilty of it, don't want to go out there and make mistakes. Okay, that is like the worst feeling when you're out there just making mistakes. You're making errors. You're not performing well. You're not helping out your team. So a quick little story. This is back in one of my college summers. Okay, so I was a little bit more well equipped to be training my mind, training to perform. Okay, to say the least. And that summer I was taking it, a little bit too serious. Okay, just a little bit too serious. So I decided to step back, go back to the basics, and that's sometimes your cure is to go back to the basics. And when you go back to the basics, you start having fun again. When you start having fun, you start performing. Okay, so this story is in the summer, one of my college summers. I was taking it a little bit too serious. All right, and about midsummer, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna relax, have some fun, talk a little bit of smack. And I knew most of these guys from playing in these leagues for years. So if I laid out a minute play, I was talking. Okay, I was talking to my teammates, talking to the other team, talking smack to the other team, just like fun smack. Nothing like too bad, just enough to have fun. Kind of like you would see like a Francisco Lindor do, especially if he's playing against Javier Baez. You definitely see those guys having some fun. But once I stepped back, started having some fun, I finished the summer with an 11 game hitting streak, and I don't know of a time that I can ever recall where I had an 11 game hitting streak. And then I got the award for Mr. Mariner. It's not like a huge accomplishment, but it's just something to recognize, what I was able to do for the team once I stepped back. And, I just had so much fun that summer. And I remember that, playing with buddies, and just the amount of fun it was. And that's when I realized, like, stop putting that additional pressure on yourself that you don't need. Okay, and that all came right here. It's not that I didn't have the physical aspects. I mean, I was in college. I was at 5'10", 175, maybe 180 my senior year, and I was still able to have the talent because you can physically work for it. You can physically get better. Okay, what's gonna hold you back is right here. And I'll get into a story here in a little bit, but I mean, it is easier said than done. It really is. It's you got to train it. I mean, you change your mindset, and guess what? You're gonna get the results that you want. This thing right here is so powerful. I mean, it will set you back in everything. Okay, if you fill it with negative thoughts, negative beliefs, you don't believe in yourself, no one will, and you're gonna be stuck, to say it least. You're gonna be stuck in every situation that you're gonna occur. Okay, especially in this game. If you're believing like you can't go out there and get a hit, you're not. If you don't believe that you're gonna go out there and throw a strike, you're not. Okay, but if you start believing that you can, you're gonna start doing it. You start bringing the things you're thinking to life. Okay, then you start doing. That is the power behind this right here. Okay, this right here, you're gonna see me pointing my head so many times in so many videos, because this will be your best friend. It will be your worst enemy. Okay, it's how you train your thoughts. Alright, so that story that I promised about the additional pressure, this was my junior year at Baldwin Wallace. I just transferred in there. This was coming from, I started at D2, Findlay University, or the University of Findlay, I'm sorry. If I offended anybody, I don't want to offend nobody. So, the University of Findlay, which was a D2 school in Ohio, and then I transferred to another Ohio school, more in the Cleveland area, Notre Dame College. And then my senior year, I finished up at Baldwin Wallace University. So, this was my very first game. Okay? I had super success. A lot of the techniques that you're going to learn, I applied, and it happened. Virtually, I visualized me throwing a perfect game. Was it realistic? No, because I've ever thrown a no-hitter? No. But I visualized myself being perfect. Well, I went out there through a complete game, 9-inning game. Gave up 1 run, which was unearned. So, I mean, but either way, I still let that run come across, whether my teammate made a mistake behind me or not. And I gave up like 3 or 4 hits. That's pretty near perfect. Okay, and I visualized that, and it came to light. Alright, so after that, because I had another pretty decent start, and this was on our Florida trip. I came out of the Florida trip with like 13 innings pitched, and like a 1.13 ERA. And I wanted to keep it that way. So I decided to chase a stat, because I wanted to try to get recognized by professional baseball, because, I mean, you can at D3 still get drafted. And so I put that additional pressure on myself to keep my ERA below 2, or even lower than the 1.13 I was at. Well, that additional pressure led me to not doing my job. I was giving up hits, giving up runs, And it just all piled up, and then guess what? That 1.13 out the window. Gone. And I did that to myself. Because I was not strong enough where? Where is that not strong enough? You can only guess where I'm about to point right now. Right there. Because I decided to go after a stat. Instead of doing my job as a pitcher, and you're going to hear most of my stories from college being a pitcher because that's where I got most of my time. I did do the dual athlete thing. It just became too much on me, mentally and physically, that I just decided to focus on one area, and that was the area that I was getting most of my time. Okay? So this hat's actually pretty sweet. Other way, sorry. By Baseballism. Okay, they actually got a website. And they're not promoting me to promote their stuff. You know, I just think it's a really cool hat. The 3 on it, that's your job as a pitcher. You see the arrows? Up. So 3 men come up. Then you sit 3 men down. 3 outs to get out the inning. 3 strikes to get them out. 3 strikes or less. Throw 3 pitches, get them out. So instead of sticking to that mindset, my junior year, I decided to chase that stat, and I added that additional pressure. To say the least, that's one of your ways to move down in the depth chart. Okay, instead of moving up and being the premier guy that we all want, that'll move you down pretty quick if you keep giving out performances like that. And other guys are gonna pass you up if they have a stronger mindset than you. Pretty much, when you're at college, a lot of you are pretty equal to each other. There's some that will be above others, and then others that are gonna be lower than you, but not too much lower than you. They just need a little bit more physical work. But if they're strong right here, guess what? They will pass you up. So, I mean, the way that you need to play this game, you know, and this is how I always played the game, you know, between high school, when I was younger, especially when I was doing the whole dual thing, you know, being a pitcher, being an infield, outfield player, you know, basically a utility guy. But no matter what you're doing, do it at 100%. Okay? When the coach asks you, get out there. Okay, so here's an example. Johnny, let's see, you're mostly a shortstop. So Johnny's mostly a shortstop. But Jack doesn't really care where he plays. He just wants to get in. So Johnny is a little bit more talented than Jack. And coach goes, hey, Johnny, can you go out there and play right field? Like, no, coach, I'm only a shortstop. Okay. Hey, Jack, can you go out and play right field? Yes, sir. All right, go get your glove. Go warm up. So who's going in the game? Jack, because he's well-versed. He's well-established when it comes to, hey, I just want to get in, and I'm going to do everything at 100% and give it my best. Okay? Play this game 100% like it is your last game. Whether you're a starter or on the bench, it doesn't really matter where you start. Okay? If you are a starter, go 100%. The second you start getting lackadaisical on anything, coach is going to take you out and find the next guy that's going to give 100% heart. Okay, and if you're out there and you make a mistake, make that mistake at 100%. Okay, go with what your talent is, the plays that you know how to make. Go out and make them. Okay, but the second you start being in between and overthinking, come on in. Okay, this guy's going to be batting for you. All right, and no matter what, no regrets. You got to play this game like it's going to be the last time you're ever playing this game. And it could be a first game of the season. Could be the last game of the season. Let's just say your sophomore or junior season. Could be the last game of that season, but you still got, a couple more years left. You never know when this game's going to come to an end. You never do. And right now I'm done playing. Just finished up this past summer. Back in May, I tore my ACL. I'm 32 right now. That happened when I was 31. Okay, my birthday fell in between there. And so when I was 31, and I've been playing this game since 3, 4, or 5 years old. Just came to an end with my knee. Wouldn't have, but when I look back and I reflect, I got no regrets the way I played. Yeah, could I sit there and be like, hey, I shouldn't have put that pressure on me my junior year? Yeah, but guess what? I don't got no regrets with what I learned. The experience that I had, 0 regrets. When I play every single summer that I played in, 0 regrets. There's going to be times that you're not feeling the greatest, but that's when you stretch up and you warm up a little bit longer before the games. There was this one time when I was 16, we had a triple header and won the championship, and that was the 3rd game of the day. Hottest weather we've played in. It was like 95, 100 degrees all day. You had to stay hydrated, you had to eat in between, soreness, all that, but you go out there, you warm up a little bit longer, make sure you stretch out a little bit longer to be able to go out there and play safe and play a good game. And of course, when you're a little bit younger, you don't need to do as much to warm up, but you still need to make sure you're warming up properly. So I just wanted to give it a little bit of a closeout. Today was a little bit of a shorter lesson. The next couple are a little bit longer. I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time, okay? But we want to virtually open up your mindset, okay? Everything that I said, playing this game at 100% with no regrets, playing free of failure and bringing the fun back into the game, okay? The second you start thinking that this is a job, then you're going to take the fun straight up out of this game. Like, oh, I got to get recognized by college coaches. I've seen kids fail that way. Like, you add that pressure that you don't need. You just go out and play. Okay, this is a game. Go out and play. That's what it was intended for. And play free of failure. Okay, release your mind. So what? If you make a mistake, so what? Move on. Make next play. All right. So just wrapping up, your homework is going to be the button right down below. Okay, click it where it says click for homework. And it's going to take you to a Google document. Okay. The Google Doc will have the instructions on it. So virtually what you're doing is you're going to think back of a time when you let your mind get in the way and you just absolutely failed. You're reflecting back on that time, on how you felt and what you could have done better in that moment to be able to get yourself out and to be able to do your job. Okay? And then you're going to think about another time where you had absolute success, where nothing could go wrong and you had like almost the absolutely perfect game. Okay, maybe 4 for 4 with 2 doubles, 4 RBIs, didn't make an error in the field. Maybe you threw complete game, 1 hitter, whatever it may be. Okay, and then you're going to compare them. What were the differences in both those aspects, in both those games, that you can feed off of? Okay, so then you were here. Okay, this was your really good game, and then you were here, which is your bad game. Okay? What could you have done to have been right here? Okay? Every game that you play, you should be right here, which is right in the middle, even keel. Okay? And then you're going to have some good games, which will be up here. Okay? But everyone will see that you're still right here. That you're not too hot, not too cold. Okay? And then, if you're down here, if you stay here with your body, your mannerisms, you can work your way out from down here to back here. Okay? Even if you're having the worst game of your life, okay, and you stayed there, what could you have done to get back to being right up here? Okay, even if you were down here, your body and your mannerisms should have stayed and looked like you were right here. And I can't really figure out where my hand needs to be on this on this thing, but I'm playing around with it and it's bugging me out. But so yeah, that's your homework. You can either print it off, write it out, or you can download it, go to the file, download it into a Word document, and type it all out. Okay? And then afterward, you print it off, you store it in a binder. Okay? 3-hole punch it, do whatever, get organized, put it in a folder, start building up your notes. Okay? And that's what we're going to get into in lesson 3. Okay, so make sure you go and do that. Spend about a good 10 to 15 minutes on it. Okay, you cheat this homework assignment, you're cheating your progress. Okay, don't take any shortcuts. With anything that you do not take a shortcut. You start taking shortcuts, then that's what you're gonna start looking for in life as well. You're gonna want those handouts when you should actually be out working for it. We want to get out of that mindset. We want to work hard for everything that we get, everything that we deserve. Okay? So, last wrap up. Playing free of failure. Don't put additional pressure on yourself. This is your pressure. Okay? It's not the people out there, not the people in the stands, not the umpires, not the players behind you that may have made a few errors. It's you. It's right here. It's how you respond. Okay? And make sure you're playing this game at 100%. Okay? You take that blue collar mindset, get out there, get dirty, play the game hard. Okay? That's a wrap up for this lesson. Stay tuned for tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be about perseverance, which is about obstacles that may get in your way and working through them. Super excited to get about that one, but lesson 3, we're gonna dig deep. This is one of my favorite areas to get after and try to instill in others. So make sure you stay tuned and let's get after it. Do your homework.